First of all, I'm flabbergasted right now because I don't even know. People still go on dates? Huh?
Yes, like I like dates. If you're a grown man and you don't have $10,
It's a problem.
we're probably not in the same life stage.
You mentioned something about mental illness, right? What is that to you?
You want me, as a woman, to go over to a strange man's house at 10 p.m.
At night.
and I've never met you before.
Someone say before, I am the table.
When I was single before in my early 20s, it was like, well, flowers aren't a big deal. And it's like, you're right, flowers aren't a big deal. So buy me fucking flowers.
And that's another thing we have an issue in society right now is when someone asks you how you doing, people don't tend to say the truth. Everybody just keeps saying, I'm doing okay, I'm doing all right. It's like, no, stop lying. You know,
Yeah.
you're going through shit right now.
Yeah.
Just say, like, no, I'm in hell right now, my guy. Let's talk about this shit.
Yeah.
Chafuwa Meza, Chafuwa Meza. Tuko Nairobi tuna Chafuwa Meza, Chafuwa Meza, Chafuwa Meza. Tuko in the city, Chafuwa Meza. Don Kings in the building. Don Kings in the building. Straight from the flight to the club we go. Hold on, I'm lying. Straight from the flight, hit the Airbnb. Chafuwa Meza.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Chafuwa Meza podcast. I'm your host, Lemmy G, and today we have a very special guest stopping by. Before I introduce you, actually, you know, the funny thing about my show, before I introduce you, before anything, we usually take a shot. But I know it's too early today. I don't know, man. I don't feel like drinking right now. I feel like it's just too
And
early.
I have an hour drive home.
And of course, you gotta drive, man. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do a water drink today, man. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, we definitely gonna cheers to the water, man. Like this is a blessing on a Saturday. I mean, it's healthy.
Yes.
Drink water plus it's hot.
Yes. And I'm always dehydrated.
So there we go. That's our shot for today, man. So yeah, welcome to my podcast. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate you.
having me.
I know you had to drive an hour. That's oh my god, man. That's woo. That says a lot about you, man. But before we continue, man, I would love to let you go ahead and introduce yourself so the people can know at least who's here today, what we're having. Because I'm telling you, you guys gonna enjoy this one.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here. Like, I am stoked. I listened to like a bunch of your episodes or like a bunch of your,
Amen. Shorts,
you know,
reels.
yeah. And my name's Ericka. I am one of the hosts of the Living Understaffed podcast. We talk about, I mean, kind of like you, we talk about everything. Like, we talk about relationships and what it's like being a adult and trying to pay bills and work all the time and get your laundry done and drink enough water and get enough sleep and date and maintain your friendships and have healthy hobbies. Like,
all that.
yeah, it's
Pretty much life.
Yes. And showing what it actually looks like. Like, it's not what everyone sees on Instagram and Facebook and stuff is what people want you to see, because people don't want to show the part of themselves that isn't perfect, because we all compare ourselves to the people around us. And if you constantly see only the good parts, you're going to feel ashamed of the parts that aren't good. And that was one reason why we really wanted to talk about it, is like, you know, like everybody has anxiety sometimes. Everybody gets depressed sometimes. Everyone gets overwhelmed sometimes. Nobody's bedroom is always clean. Nobody always has their laundry done. And we wanted to show that in like a real way while talking about just life, like you said. So that is a big part of why we started it, is just to make people feel less alone and less like there's something wrong with them. And also, Sarah and I we live in two different states, and we were going through a lot, and we were talking maybe once every 2 or 3 months, because we're, you know, when you're an adult and there's somebody isn't like immediately in your vicinity, it's just hard to keep up with stuff. So we would talk every like I don't know, like I said, 2 or 3 months. And it was every time it was the same because we were both going through a lot at the same time. And it was always like, hi, how are you? Terrible. Thanks for asking. And then we would just like vent for 2 hours and we would like laugh and cry. And it was like, God, this is horrible. We can't be the only ones who feel this way. And then we did that like millennial thing where, you know, like we should start a podcast. And we did. And I mean,
Millennial thing.
yeah, and it's not like it's not massive, but we have people that like listen every week and like comment on all of our TikToks and on YouTube and stuff, and people that have given us really good feedback. And like, as like Sarah and I love her. She is the best co-host I think I could ever ask for, but also having like all the people that I've met and all the opportunities that I've had because of it, and just like being able to talk about things that are important and hearing other people say like, wow, that is really important, or like I didn't think about it that way, or like you make me feel less alone. Like we've gotten that a lot, and it's just like such a good feeling.
Whoa. First of all, shout out to your partner, Sarah. I hope whatever you at, everything's okay. So let's jump from the beginning, because you mentioned something about mental illness, right? What is that to you?
So I think there's levels, right?
Yes.
Like there's the you're really overwhelmed and you just have everything going on and you just can't. There are things that you're just not doing because you can't do everything because of your, like, I know for me, like I have ADHD and I have anxiety. So there are times where I'm just like, I just don't have the energy for stuff, or like I don't have the juice. Like there's just not, I have hit the wall and I just can't. And it's like, Sarah, I love you. I'm sorry. I just can't. And I don't have a good reason. I just can't. Or like I have a really hard time with like time management. Like time doesn't, like I'm an adult, so obviously like I have to get things done on deadlines and get to work on time and you know, pay your bills on time and all of that stuff. And I can because I've like made systems. but you know, there are things where like Sarah's like, "Hey, can you do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it later." But like in my brain, it's like it's either now or not now, and then it'll be like a week and she's like, "Have you done that thing?" And I'm like, "No, I totally forgot." So having somebody who is really understanding of that, and also I'm constantly trying to understand like the impact that those things have on people, because I don't necessarily realize it because it's not happening to me. And also, you know, when you're going through stuff, like Sarah and I both went through divorces recently. Like I moved here. I used to be a foster parent, and that's its own like upheaval. And Sarah recently lost her mom, and we did most of those things like while we had the podcast and trying to be really real about it. Like you can't be your best self when you have those things going on. So I guess like it's just like nobody, it's like your physical health, right? Like nobody is at their peak physical performance all the time.
100%, yeah.
And some people are born with like more resilient than other people, or born with like disabilities or whatever. And there are people that are born with like mental illnesses that are very serious and it is not their fault. Or something happens to them and it is just too much for them to be able to just go through life without any help or any special considerations or anything. But I also think
It's okay.
Everyone has to maintain their own mental health. Like it takes effort. And that's something that I wish I had been taught. Even like as an adult, like people are like, "Oh, you should meditate," but they don't say like why, or like that you need to maintain your mental health, and for everybody that's different. Like, you know, some people like to run, some people like to lift weights, some people, you know, and that's okay. Like some people, like I dance as a hobby because I can't make myself exercise unless I trick myself into it. But other people love to run or whatever, like whatever you do
Yes.
that, you know, helps keep your body like moving. And I think it's the same thing with your mental health. And again, Sarah and I are both those people where we're not super great at maintaining our mental health. Like we take on a lot, like we fill our plate and then we're like, why don't I have any time to rest? Bitch, you did it to yourself. So that we talk about that a lot. Like we pretty much have the same conversation every week where it's like, how did you overfill your week this week? Or like what happened this week? Like sometimes it's like, and we always talk about it on the podcast because again, it's like part of why we do it. But like sometimes it's like, oh, I came home and like my dog got into the trash, and then you get home and you have to clean it. Like that is already like,
Yeah.
Or it's like I got in a car accident this week or whatever. Like I didn't, but like it's always very, because it's always something. Like it truly is always something.
But I look at it like you guys are actually having therapy. That's just pretty much it. Because once you talk about it, you see the way you go.
Yeah.
It's like you just let it go now, and you can just relax and talk about it, and then it's probably out of your system. And then you can move on to whatever is next. But you did mention something also. You said, first of all, you're from Washington, right? Washington State.
Yes.
And you moved over here when?
I moved to North Carolina 3 years ago.
3 years ago. I bet you love it over here.
I do.
Because Washington is cold.
It is super cold.
Oh my goodness.
I don't love the heat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I like it a lot more than the cold.
I'll take that too. I'll take that because to me, I promise you, I think I'm allergic to cold.
I go home now because it's cold and windy. And I go home and I'm just like, it is 40 degrees and it's June.
40 degrees is June?
Yes. During the day, it might get up to like 60.
Damn.
It is too cold for me. I'm like, absolutely not. Also, it doesn't really snow where I'm from, but I lived in Colorado for a long time too. I'm like, I don't want to drive in the snow.
Oh my God. Colorado is horrible.
I never want to drive in the snow ever again. And that's why I live in North Carolina, because I don't have to drive in the snow.
Yeah, Colorado is hard. I'm sorry, guys. I know you. I probably have people watching me from Colorado. But yeah, your place is horrible, man. I ain't gonna lie to you guys.
I don't like. I know people all the time are like, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. I would rather be in North Carolina where it's humid than be in Colorado where it's like dry, because it feels hotter. Like 90 degrees here and 90 degrees in Colorado definitely feel different. But like here, I don't feel like the sun is like beating down on you. Like it can be hot and muggy, but I would rather that than it's like everything's dry. Like my lips are chapped and like my eyes hurt and like your skin is all tight. Like, no, thank you.
You're right. That's why we stayed drinking. Excuse me. Yeah, we stayed drinking. So you moved over here 3 years ago, and during that time you was married, right?
Yeah, I got married, or well, I'd been married for a long time at that point, but he's in the Army. He's still in the Army, and it's been almost like exactly a year since we split up. So we were here for like a year and a half, 2 years before we split up.
Oh, so not that long.
Not super long. But like yes and no, because we moved here and he was also deployed for 9 months. So it was like he deployed for 9 months and then we split up shortly after that. So it was like Um, it feels like it's been longer than it is. I don't know how to explain it. Like, we were together for a long time, but also like I'm a very independent person and I've been really independent for a while. So when I finally was like, I don't want to do this anymore, like, you know, it was kind of scary at the moment, like giving up what I thought my life was going to look like for the rest of my life. And then being like, actually, I'm going to take a chance and not do this thing that I've, am used to. Cause I'm 35 now. I was 22 when we started dating. So I was really young. And like, that is just what I thought my life was going to be like. And I'm a really different person.
Of course. Time
Like,
is fast. Yes,
if you're the
completely
same
different.
person you were when you were 22,
Something wrong with you.
exactly.
Yeah. So you're the one who actually initiated the marriage. I mean, the divorce.
Yes.
Is it because the mental illness thing caused the divorce, or what was the issue?
It was a lot of things. I think the biggest part was I had grown a lot, and it's not that he didn't, it's that I try to take accountability. Like, I try to be the person that I want to be. And I'm very much like if you're going to say it with your chest kind of person. Like, be the person that you are always. Like, obviously there's like, you're not going to be the same person in front of your mom as you are in front of like your friends. But like,
Yeah.
I try to show up as the type of person I want to be. I'm not saying that I always do that, obviously. But I brought that into my relationship, and part of it was because of the way that I grew up, sort of transferring that same like want to him, and he was not the same. Like, I don't think he trusted that I was genuine with him. So there was a lot of just not being honest with me and not doing things with my best interest, and not respecting me, not respecting our relationship. And it just sort of like progressively got more and more. And I think, he did have a few deployments over that time. And I definitely think some things happened and he didn't tell me about it. So I don't know. And like, because of his job, there are things that he can't tell me. So, but it just got to the point where I was like, and it took me a really long time. It probably took me a year because, like I said, we were together for 12 years by the time I asked him for a divorce. But it was, that was something that I had been used to for like my whole adult life. And then realizing how much energy I was putting into it and the things that I have time for now. Like, I have more time to practice dance. I have more time to focus on the podcast. I started watercolor painting because why not? Like, I didn't have the energy to do that stuff before.
So do you think you got married too early, that you missed out during the early stages of your life?
No, no, because I think if it wasn't him, it would have been somebody else because of the type of person that I was. I just really needed that like validation, and it that's something that's like inside you that you need to grow out of. Like,
But maybe these 22 to maybe 25, that time period, you could have got that validation just by being by yourself. Maybe, I don't know.
I think if I am at the place that I am now, like mental health wise, absolutely. And I think it probably would have been good for me to be like, to have like waited a little bit. But I don't think the person that I was then, I don't think I would have. I think if it wasn't him, it would have been somebody else. Just because I needed that like external validation. Whereas now I don't. Like, I didn't know how to like build a community around myself. Like now I have a lot of friends and I have a lot of like I have a stable job. I have a job that I genuinely really love. And I have a lot of people around me who really love and care about me that aren't related to me at all. It's just like this is a community that I built for myself. And I did not have that then. We pretty much only had each other. And I think I wanted to better myself for him, which is not a good reason to do that.
Yes,
But
definitely not.
I don't think I would have done it for myself being the person that I was.
So would you consider yourself were you a shy person growing up right before you got married?
Yeah. I don't think I was necessarily shy as much as I was just very self-conscious. Like just constantly thinking about like what others thought and if they like thought I was being like constantly worried about what people were thinking about me. And now I care way less and I feel like people like me a lot more. But I think that's true for everybody.
Well, not for everybody. Not for everybody, man. There's people at their old age, they still care about what people say. And
That's
they still
true.
do things to impress other people. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely not everybody else. And just like we mentioned earlier before the show, there's still people stuck in their younger age. You know what I mean? They're old, like age-wise, they're old, but mentally,
They still act like they're in their 20s.
exactly, man.
Yeah.
I remember I saw someone on TV say, such kind of people, this is their second childhood's face. It's like, the fuck?
Yes. Yes. I know that. I know those people.
Yeah, you moved to your second childhood. You're not growing up, my guy. You just stuck right there.
Yes.
That is horrible, man.
Let me tell you, as a person in their 30s who is dating other people in their 30s, I can assure you that is still very much the case.
You know, actually, that's pretty interesting because I wanted to know, first of all, how does being married feels? How does it feel like? How do you feel when someone calls you, "Hey, wife, you my wife"?
I don't know really because we were together for 5 years before we got married. And then I was 27 when we got married and we split up last year. So it was like we started dating and then, we moved in together. And then we like moved to we moved to Seattle together and then he enlisted and then we got married. So it was like a lot of like slow steps. It wasn't like, we met and then we got married. So it was really, I don't know. I've also always been a like very like loyal person. Like when I am in love with somebody or care about somebody, whether romantically or not, like I'm in it. So, when I fell in love with him, I was like, you are my person. So when we got married, it did not feel different to me.
Oh, nothing changed. You didn't feel
No,
this is it. This is the moment. Oh my god.
no. I think some people do,
Yes,
like,
I will think so.
but for me, it wasn't. But again, we were together for 5 years before we got married. So I had a moment where I'm like, oh God, this is permanent. But we were also married for 7 years after that. So
I've never been married, so I always try to imagine that. Like, okay, how does it feel when someone says, or at least when I say, "Oh, that this is actually my wife"? Like,
yeah.
it's. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a crazy thought, man. But hey, but so what really was intriguing to me right now? It's you still back into the dating scene
Yeah.
in your 30s.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed a lot of people who actually divorce or comes from a marriage, they usually say, no, I'm good. I'm not looking for anything romantically. I'm gonna live life. I'm gonna look for hobbies. I'm gonna travel, and that's it. But as far as dating, get into another relationship, that's a no.
So I also kind of feel that way. I think coming from the relationship that I came from, like I just want like he we by the end we did not like doing the same things together, like, and he just wouldn't like he was that guy that you see women complain about, like, and obviously he's not all bad or I wouldn't have been married to him for so long, but it was 100% like didn't take me on dates, didn't plan anything, never gave me a reason to dress up, wasn't really affectionate at all. And somebody who really likes that stuff. Like I want to feel cherished and loved by the person that, you know, I'm with.
Yes.
So right after we split up and I started getting that from other people, I really wanted it. And it sort of like triggered, like you talk about attachment styles, like it just made me really, really anxious. And it took me a while. But I sort of had to take a step back and be like, am I feeling this way because I have a connection with this person? Or am I feeling this way because of what it's triggering in me? Like what? So I think that's part of it. And being able to recognize like, okay, like it's not because I really like this person. It's because they're triggering something in me that makes me want to like have their attention or like have their approval or whatever. And those are two different things, and I don't think I ever thought about it that way. I'm also not like, I'm not looking to get in another relationship. I'm not looking to get married again. I'm not looking for any of that stuff. So when I do meet somebody, if there is like, there are certain things that are really important to me that I'm just not going to compromise on. Like, I love getting flowers. I buy myself flowers all the time. If you want to be my boyfriend, you have to buy me flowers more often than I buy my own flowers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And like, it's like a small thing, but it's very important to me.
That's understandable. Yeah.
So it's stuff like that like when I was single before in my early 20s, it was like, well, flowers aren't a big deal. And it's like, you're right. Flowers aren't a big deal. So buy me fucking flowers because it's important to me, because I will do those, like that kind of thing for the person that I'm with. Like, so, and one thing that is hard, that I think I know Sarah and I both encounter, I think women do in general, is like being in a relationship with somebody where you carry a lot of the like the example I give is that my ex-husband and I both did our own laundry, but he only did his laundry and I washed the sheets. I changed the sheets every week. I made sure that we had clean towels. I switched out the towels in the bathroom. I made sure we have a bath, like all of that stuff. But to him, it was 50-50 because we both did our own laundry. And that is the thing that I'm sort of encountering is...
Was it all the way there, or you think he was just halfway there? Like, this guy is physically there with you, but his heart and probably his mind is not with you. Do you think that was a problem?
I think that was part of it. I think there are things that he really needed to work on, and if I'm being honest, definitely enabled his bad behavior for a long time. I didn't like say why it was so important to me. And also I didn't value myself enough. And I think by the time, like, I'm very much a person where like I need to process it before I do it. Like I want to like really, it was 12 years. Like, it's not like we were married. It's not like, I'm not a particularly religious person, but that doesn't mean that like I don't consider marriage an important thing. So But it's one of, like, I try to think about it, and sometimes I don't know why he acted the way that he did, but it was, we would talk about stuff, and what it was for me is like, he was upset because I was no longer giving as much of myself to our relationship, and I was just like tired of begging him for like the tiniest thing. Like, why can't we listen to like my music in the car sometimes? Like, why can't we go to Raleigh, which is not far, like once a month? It was stuff like that. And I just was like,
Was he older than you, or you was older?
we were the same age.
The same age?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it takes sometimes it takes a few men
Mm-hmm.
a while to mature.
I think this was part of it also, because he never, like, I basically our entire adult life, like, I paid I set all the bills up. They were always in my name. I always made sure that they got paid. I always like did the grocery shopping. I made the grocery list. I planned dinners. I managed the social, like, I did all of that stuff. And like, he was always very good about like taking out the trash and doing the dishes and stuff like that. But there was none of the like coordination stuff. So
in this situation, it sounds like you were dealing with a boy.
I think so too.
Yeah, you're not dealing with a grown man. That was a boy you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why things like that, you mentioning someone is actually doing things halfway, like you want to do his own laundry and leave you hanging on the sides. Like, do you understand? You're a couple. Like,
Yeah, and I feel that way a lot when, like I'm dating now, where it's like, someone will be like, oh, like I want to. First of all, if we're talking about like Tinder or something, the things that men say to me off the rip is insane. Like, wild. There's a reason why I don't have Tinder anymore. It is, and I want to say it's probably like 25% of the time it's like not even like a hi, how are you? It is like
straightforward.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, thank you. Like, thanks, but no thanks. And then, maybe we'll like talk for a little bit, and then they're like, oh, like we should hang out. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, why don't you just come over to my place? And I'm like, no. You are going to have to do better. And it sounds like I'm being kind of a bitch, but it's like, if you are not going to put in any effort, then why should I put in any effort? Like, my foundation costs more than your entire outfit. And I don't think like men realize, like, like it takes me like 2 hours to get ready. Like, and not to mention like the effort that I put into like, okay, like I know, if I know anything about the person, or like, I just in general, and not always like for a first date, like you really are getting to know somebody, but it's just, they don't want to pick. They either want me to just go over to their house. I'm like, you want me as a woman to go over to a strange man's house at 10 p.m.
at night.
And I've never met you before. And if they don't understand why that is ridiculous, I'm like, so that is kind of like twofold. Like, obviously you don't respect me, and also you don't have a lot of awareness. But also, like, say they're like, oh, like I want to take you on an actual date. Great. Starting at the bare minimum, perfect. But then they're like, well, I don't know. You've never been to a restaurant in Fayetteville before?
Okay. First of all, I'm flabbergasted right now because I don't even know. People still go on dates in this time?
Yes. I like dates.
Of course.
I'm also a yapper, if you can't tell.
I know. Yeah.
And I also think like, I'm very much like a physical space person. Like if I like someone, just texting them or talking to them on the phone is not enough for me. Like an effort is really important. Like Sarah and I talk about effort all the time. Like it's not about like how much money you make or how just like how much money you have or like what you do or anything like that. It's just the effort that you put into wanting to see me and wanting to spend time with me.
Oh my goodness. Are all these men listening to you right now? Because that's the number one thing that women talk about right now. They want to
Yes.
make sure your pockets are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
How much money do you have? How much money do you make? What kind of car do you drive? What kind of clothes are you wearing right now? Are they brand names? Those are the type of things they're looking for. And then the places you want to take them to.
Oh, I
Pretty
don't.
much all this stuff, but it's just adds up to money. It's because if I take you to a cheaper place, to them, it equates to you not having money.
I think so. For me, let's say I'm going on a date with a guy, and he's like, "I'm gonna pick you up." If he picks me up, normally he's like, "Meet me there," which is actually fine for a first date. But like, he's gonna pick me up, and he's like, "Okay, let's go to the Applebee's that's 2 streets over." Do better. Like it's not, and the reason why is not because it's cheap. Like you can take me to a cheaper place, like especially in Fayetteville, there are plenty
Or
of like
McDonald's?
mom and pop places that are cheaper than Applebee's or around the same price. Or like, oh, I know that you like flowers. Let's go to the botanical garden. The botanical garden is $10 for 2 people. If you're a grown man and you don't have $10,
There's a problem.
we're probably not in the same life stage. Is all I'm saying. So that's how I feel about it. And I think sometimes women equate, because some women that is important to them. Like, and that's not, I sort of equate that to like men that only want to date someone who's very conventionally attractive. Like that's fine if that's how you want to live your life, but you know, it's going to have consequences. And also if you put that on to other people, you're being an asshole. like there's a difference between being like, I only want to date a woman that is a size 8. Or a woman saying like, why would any woman want to date a man who makes less than 6 figures? Like that's a shitty thing to say. And I do kind of think it's superficial if you are only looking at that number.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, everyone's allowed to have their own opinion.
Of course, it's full of choice. I mean, life is full of choices right now. You get to choose.
Mm-hmm.
My question was this now. Of course, in your case, you already mentioned it doesn't matter where someone takes you, as long as they put effort.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I've not been on a date in a long time. That's what I'm telling you. I don't know. People still go on dates nowadays. I have zero clue because I know before, we have so much movies on TV. Like there's so many apps on TV. They have so many movies. They have so many shows. They got Netflix. Like it's so much because dating thing used to be either we go to a restaurant to eat, we go on movies, or maybe you can go like a picnic somewhere. We just hang out. But it's like nowadays all that's out the door. People want to just watch movies at their house because you're paying it on your apps anyway. You know what I mean? Movie theaters at some point has become scary because of heard of people getting shot in here. So it's like that's becoming a no. And then at the same time, it's kind of expensive as well.
Yes.
Just to watch one movie.
Yeah.
You gotta pay all this money, and it's 2 people plus the food and whoa.
Yeah. And I also like I have a stable job and I make decent money and I have a roommate, so I don't have to pay like that much in rent, and I still don't have a bunch of like disposable income. So that's why I'm like, you know, and if a guy has something, like if a guy owns his own house or something, even if we make the same, obviously he's going to have less disposable income than I do because he has a whole fucking house.
Yeah.
But that's why I think why I like participating in like stuff that my community does is like, we have a really cute downtown area. If you don't have any money, we can go downtown after 5 when parking is free and like walk up and down the main street. Like, I think also that's like a communication issue. Like, I think just the way that social media is that the people that get the most reactions, like, those are the voices that are the loudest, not the person that's like, there's a lot of nuance.
Yeah.
So I think like Sarah and I absolutely are feminists and definitely talk shit about men sometimes. A lot of times.
I bet you.
But at the end of the day, like, it is like I was saying before, like, okay, when I first split up with my ex-husband, there were some men that I dated that were not great, but it was because of where I was also. Like, I have to take accountability for making those choices, for drawing those people into my life. At the end of the day, like, they still did shitty things, but if I don't want that to happen again, I have to take accountability for my actions and how I attracted those people into my life to begin with.
Very true.
And if you don't tell the people that like you're attracted to what you want or what you need, then they're not going to know. Like, the reason why I go on so many dates is because I tell them I want one. I'm like, I want you to take me on a date. And usually they're like, yeah, okay. But I think, and I do kind of get frustrated about it sometimes, but because there's different ways to look at it. Like, oh, they just want me to do make all the decisions, which I don't want to do. But also, like you said, like, you're like, do people even, like, they might be afraid to ask, because if it's the other side and I'm, like, I want to ask somebody out on a date and I don't know what they're going to say, that's scary. Like, nobody likes being rejected.
You're right. Nobody wants or likes to be rejected, but that's part of life. I know it's an answer too.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
I know it's an answer. So I mean,
yes,
it kind of sucks, but to me, that's nothing. You tell me no, it's just another no.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But I think there's a big like. I think there's just I think men think that women should just know certain things and women think men should just know certain things, and they don't. Or there's this, like, I was talking to my sister about it, where she was like, oh, if I have to tell him something, then I just don't want it. And I'm like, nobody's a mind reader. Like, there's a certain point where if you are with a grown man and you have to tell him to like pay his bills and brush his teeth, that is too much. But if you're like, it's not unreasonable for someone to say like, this is something that I like and is important to me. If you have to say it all the time, then that's different. Like, but it's like, there's everything is in the gray area. It's not like he either buys flowers or he doesn't. With my ex-husband, it was like, he knew I liked flowers. He knew my favorite flowers were peonies, and he didn't buy them for me ever a single time in 12 years. And I always talked about it, and I always asked him for it, and I, buy myself flowers too. But, and that's different from somebody who doesn't know any of that context, and I'm just waiting for him to buy me flowers. He doesn't know that I like flowers. So
that's true, but then again, that's the point of dating, because
yeah,
that stage of dating, I get to know you, or at least we get to know each other. So I should know your favorite colors, your favorite food, probably your favorite restaurant, all this normal, regular stuff. I'm supposed to have known that before we take it to the next level. So by the time we really into a relationship, I have a lot of clues about you. I can't be like, oh shit, oh, black is your favorite color? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. So someone like him, Anyway, we already concluded he was a boy. You were doing with a boy. Boys,
Yes.
that's a whole different conversation. So I'm really impressed. Or at least I'm shocked with just the dating scenario out there, because I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube. People saying, I mean, not actually on YouTube, on Instagram, people saying the places they want to be taken, and it's again like I mentioned earlier, it equates back to money. It's like you can't take me to these like cheap places. Like that's not a date. And I'm confused. I'm like, what are you talking? That's not a date. The point is for us to know each other. It's not necessarily what people are getting. I mean, what are we eating or drinking over here? It's me and you connecting. I need to know you. You need
Yeah.
to know me. Matter of fact, we need to go places where it's kind of quiet a little bit so we can have conversation. You can't tell me to go to these expensive places where we can't even communicate. So, but at the end of the day, I don't even know who you are. We just had a good time, but who the hell are you anyway?
Yeah. And also it's, when you're talking about, like, I made this comment about, like, if you can't do certain things, I'm out of your price range. And what I mean by that is not just like money, but like if you do not have the time available or the effort available to do these things that I need in order to be fulfilled in a relationship. And that isn't even like you being shitty. Like right now, I don't have a lot to give to a relationship because I'm busy. I have a lot of things going on. And it doesn't mean that intention isn't there. It's that I just don't have that much to give. So if the other person is like, I need more, like, yes, that would suck. But at the same time, like the impact is still I'm not giving what they need or vice versa.
And that's already it's going to be an issue.
Yes, exactly. And then when you're talking about like restaurants and stuff, and that's the thing for me, like if you're like, it's like January 5th, nobody has money in January. Like like I would love to be somebody who the budget's well enough that that's not an issue, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Like instead of, if you're like, oh, all I can afford is McDonald's, instead of taking me to McDonald's, be like, hey, I'll buy you a latte. Lattes are like $10, but like that's less than a meal would be at McDonald's. Like there are things you can do, or like there are so many free things you can do in Fayetteville. Like so there's stuff happening every weekend, especially with the exception of like winter. There's always free things happening, always. And you have to find those things and you have to know where to look. But I think that's one of those like effort thing. Like if you really want to show her a good time, or like you really like this person, you're going to put in the effort. And that to me is like, there's a lot of like, one of the reasons why I kind of like, I stopped putting in that much effort into like dating and meeting people is just because I wasn't really getting that reciprocated. Like I would match with somebody on whatever dating app I was using, and it would either be immediately be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Not you. It's Tuesday.
No, it's yeah, that one you need to choke yourself, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm like, look,
not you.
Yeah, and a lot of them were like way more explicit than that, and I'm like, I fucking can't with you.
But I think that's the thing about online, because I have never done the online thing, the online dating thing.
Yeah.
I've never tried that, because number one, I always assume whoever I'm talking to is probably not even a female. I'm probably talking to a man. It's just pretending to be a female.
Yeah,
So
it's
mentally, I'm thinking like that. Number two, I'm thinking whoever is on the other side, it could be a female, but that's not our pictures.
Yeah,
Fake profile.
it could be.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't want to go through all this nonsense. So the whole time we can be communicating, just at the end of the day, I come to find out you're a man, or that's not you,
Or those are pictures from like 10 years ago.
oh, exactly,
Yeah.
just old pictures. I mean, so to me, that's I'm like, online is never for me. I never tried online
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, nah.
I think also, you don't have the, like, you can say whatever you want on the online,
And that's another
right?
thing, yes.
But then you're in person and it's different.
yeah, people are
So,
shy,
if somebody is like, want to fuck? And I'm like, no. Online, it's not as bad, right?
Yeah.
Versus in person, it's different. So I think there's a level of that. But I think like at the end of the day, and I'm sure there's like a female equivalent to it, you don't say stuff like that to people you respect.
That's very true.
And there's a level of like, I want to be respected as a person. Like there are a lot of guys that are like, oh, I don't want a relationship. I just want to be friends with benefits. I'm like, cool. You have to be my friend and you also have to be good at said benefits. And it sounds like you want to half-ass both of those things. So no. And that is something that I sort of run into also is like or a lot of like, well, what do you bring to the table? I'm like, I bring plenty to my own table. I don't need a spot at your table. And I sure shit, I'm not going to like prove my worth to you until we're in like an actual relationship where we have to like, in which case we would know each other well enough to.
Yeah. It's crazy because I had someone say before, I am the table. I was like, yo, that's crazy, man. I don't bring nothing to the table. I am the table.
Yeah. Fucking lip gloss is what I bring to the table. So there's just a lot that I think I like, again, like it is communication, but then there's also like who are these men that are just like saying shit like that? And then they're also the same men that are like, oh, well, like that's the only, like, women only care about one thing. And it's like, well, you also are only acting like that. And there's like so much like nuance. And I'm not saying that I haven't met people that I have liked on Tinder, because I absolutely have. But another thing that I've noticed is like, I am a talker. I'm a communicator. I like talking to people. It's not even like I want all of your time all of the time. I just like, I like talking to people. I enjoy that. But one thing that I have had to do to like hold back is like, I'm a physical, I want to like share a physical space with whoever I am romantically interested in, or even like friends and stuff. Like I don't want to just like talk on the phone. I want to go have dinner or
So you
whatever.
You can't do long distance.
I could if I knew that person beforehand, or if we had a planned time to be in person together. What I do notice a lot is that like I'll give someone my Snap or my number or whatever, and then they just want to talk to me and like have my attention and like look at my stories on Instagram, but that's the extent of it. And like they'll get like upset if I don't, respond right away or give them enough attention or like whatever. And it's like I'm just giving you all of this energy and I'm not getting
Nothing
what
back.
I needed
Okay.
back. Now,
That
do I
makes sense.
still get suckered into shit like that all the time? Also, yes.
Of course.
I say this because I have made, like, I know my worth. It's because I have dated people that I have quickly realized were not what I was looking for. Too long. And I think everybody does that.
Yeah. Yeah, we all been through that.
Or giving people chances that you shouldn't have given them, or being
Yeah.
like looking back and you're like, oh yeah, no, there were red flags. I just didn't.
That's true. But if you look at those situations, most of the time you'll find out that usually there was something that person was doing to you or for you that made you stick around, regardless of all this other nonsense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
there.
So, but again, it's like I think I'm also in a situation where like I can provide for myself, and I have a good, like, nobody can do everything by themselves. Like my roommate is one of my best friends, and I am really lucky that, like we live together, and I have a really good job, and I have a really, like, everyone's had jobs that they hate. And I don't have that. I have a job that I really like and I make enough
What kind of job is it?
money. I work in admin. I'm a program support assistant, which essentially means I handle for my office, I handle payroll and HR and a lot of like office coordination stuff. And I make sure that everyone has all their administrative like trainings and stuff done. And I'm tracking everyone's training and if they have their evals done and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that is dope. I see what I see why you like it.
I really do.
Yeah, I see.
I also get to use Excel all the time and I love Excel.
See, yeah, that's why you like it.
Uh,
First of all, if you're sitting in an office,
uh-huh.
so because now you get the AC, you know what I mean. The weather's not it's not an issue at all to you. You get coffee. I mean, you get breaks, you get lunch. So your job is almost up there. Like
It's nice, yeah.
you're feeling good.
Yeah.
You got people doing shitty jobs.
Oh, for sure.
When you're about to go to bed and you just think about tomorrow, it's like, oh my God.
You don't want to go to sleep because then you
Exactly.
have to wake up. Yes.
It's like I gotta do that shit all over again tomorrow, and this is every day now.
Yep.
Yeah, these people would just hate their life because of that.
Yeah.
Their job really sucks. So yeah.
Yeah. And
Jesus.
I'm really I'm really lucky. I'm very thankful for the things that I have. So, being able to not have to think about finding a romantic partner because you have to pay your bills. Like that, and that's real. Like when I was 22, like that was why we moved in together. And it wasn't like it was like a mutual like we want to live in an apartment together and not with like 3 other roommates. But I don't have to do that. Like I can buy myself flowers. I don't have to wait for somebody to come and buy them for me. Like I can take care of myself. And that is something that I don't think everyone has just because like it's not even about like laziness or what I mean sometimes it is obviously, but it's just everything is so expensive like and rent is so expensive.
Oh yeah, the economy right now is pretty bad. It's horrible.
Uh-huh.
So we used to live life on a one income.
Mhm.
Right now, we moving to 2 incomes. One income is just not enough.
Yeah, and that's like even then like it's just not enough. Like I like my roommate is a lot younger than me, so she's way earlier in her career than I am. So I mean, she's probably one of the hardest working people I know, and even then it's like and like we both do just fine, like, but it's hard because when things happen, it's like I'm at a place where if I had a blowout or something and I had to get 2 new tires, I could do that. I have enough money that I could do that. A lot of people don't. And it's not even their fault. It's because like a box of minute rice is $5.
Yeah, it's the economy right now. Things are pretty much tough. We live in a time where people can't even go. People cannot go outside to have fun because it's that expensive. They don't have that extra income or money
Yeah.
to spend on that. We live in a time where people don't even have a savings account
No.
because they live check by check. As soon as you get that money, all of it is gone, and now you have to wait for the next payday. So we live in a time where people can't even go on vacations.
Yeah.
Just to say vacation, just like a nightmare vacation.
Yeah.
How do you even afford that?
Yeah. And I like I said, I'm doing okay. I also don't have kids that I have to take care of or pay for daycare or anything like
my
that.
Goodness, that's now another.
Yeah. So that's what I'm like, effort, not money. Like nobody has extra. Nobody has like aside from like the odd little treat, nobody has a bunch of extra money. And that's also why community is really important. And like, something that has always been really important to me. Like Sarah and I do a lot for independent authors, and because we both love to read and we both like, it's just important. We just like supporting other people, and like that's why I always go to all the events that we have in downtown Fayetteville, because I genuinely like where I live, and I like living in a place where I can do those things. And again, going back to like dating and stuff, it's like, it's effort. Like and effort is important to me regardless, but it's like, no, like, I think the last time I went to the movies, I went with one of my friends, and it was like $30 each. I think the ticket was like 17. I was like, that's insane. Like,
Exactly. And that's again that's what I was asking. Who are the people that are still going on dates? Like, do people still go on dates? Because it's super expensive.
it is really expensive. The last date I went on, we actually went to Cary. There's a bakery in Cary that I had never been to.
Have you gone to the one in Olive Springs?
What's it called?
Oh my God, good question. I don't know. Forgot the name. I just know the place. I pass there all the time. I'm so used to it. I don't even
No,
know the
that's
name.
fair.
But what I'm trying to say is, oh my God, it's so nice. It's huge. It has a bar in there.
Ooh. I
Yeah.
definitely did not go to that one. I will have to.
The seat actually recline backwards. You can actually eat and drink at the same time while you're watching a movie. I guarantee you, so many people be falling asleep in here.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because of course, it's dark in here.
Yeah, I'm
So
positive.
I guarantee a lot of folks be falling asleep. In here. But yeah, the place is super nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they charge for the tickets right now because again, like I
Probably
told
an
you, it's
arm
been
and
a
a
long
leg.
time. But jeez.
But yeah, I think the last time I saw him, actually, I did see a movie fairly recently. I watched Sinners in theaters. But before that, I don't know. Probably before COVID.
Yeah. I think that's probably the last time I went to the movie. Maybe sometime in 2019.
That also changed a lot, I think. Like, I wasn't dating. Like, I'd been in a relationship for a while at that point. But I feel like just people in general, I think, got really used to staying inside. Like, there's always that culture of like, ew, people. But I'm like, you need people. We're social. We are social creatures. We need to have people in our lives and around us to be happy.
Very true.
So,
But you're right. I think you're completely right. When COVID happened and then we were all locked in. I think that's the time people realize, like, oh my God, so we really don't need to be outside like that. There's a life inside the house. We can stay home. And I think that's when everything changed because people now started doing more orders, like as far as Uber Eats.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They order their food. Now we got the apps with all these movies. People they get their apps. They download apps and watch movies. And that's why you hear stuff like that. Like someone wants to invite you into their house as opposed to going somewhere else. They'll tell you, yes, come to my house at 10 p.m. We're going to have a date in my house or we're just going to Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I believe most of this stuff actually came from COVID. COVID actually created this monster where people just want to stay home and
Yeah.
do whatever they want to do.
I think that's a lot of it too. Like, because it's like we all got used to that. And also, like, for me, going back to the like very beginning of the mental health stuff, where like I'm also more of an extrovert. So like I genuinely am happier when I get to like talk to my friends and talk to other people and like do like meet new people and stuff like that. And not everyone is like that. But also I need to, like, I work in an office. I take medication for my anxiety and ADHD, but it's not like a magic pill that you take and then all of a sudden you don't have problems anymore. Like, for me to stay in a place that like a good, like healthy, to stay like mentally healthy, I need to like go outside every day. Like I take my dog for a walk every single morning. and I dance twice a week, and I make sure that I do something like, I hang out with my friends, and like if I'm at work, I am pretty notorious for like not taking an actual lunch. I just eat my lunch at my desk like a goblin. Um, but I make myself go outside for like 10 minutes because it's important. Like we need it. And you have to prioritize that stuff and like realize why it's important.
I agree with you 100%. When it comes to mental illness, it's a very, very serious matter that sometimes gets overlooked
Mm-hmm.
because we have seen people going crazy because of little stuff that they could have taken care of way earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That going for a walk, having conversation with people when someone asks you how you doing, and that's another thing we have an issue in society right now is when someone asks you how you doing, people don't tend to say the truth. Everybody
Mm-mm.
just keeps saying I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. It's like, no, stop lying. You're
Yeah.
going through shit right now. Just
Yeah.
say, like, no, I'm
Mhm.
in hell right now, my guy. Let's talk about this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because like you were saying earlier, like when you talk about it, my mom used to say this, and I don't know where it's from, but it's like a problem shared is a problem halved. So like when you share, then you aren't the only person like carrying that.
Yeah. And you never know. Maybe even whatever you're going through, whoever you're talking to might have the solution to that problem you're having. So
Yeah.
people tend to hide whatever they're going through behind their smiles and laugh and it's sad because I've had situations where you have people we probably in a situation like this we're having a good time, we're laughing, we're drinking, we're having conversation, and then 2 days later you hear, oh, that someone committed suicide. It's like, what? How?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they had mental problems. Like, but we was just
Yeah.
no, he didn't say anything. Nah, he didn't say nothing. Matter of fact, he
Yeah.
looked so happy. I was like, damn, whatever you got going on in life must be great.
Right. I think also I think men genuinely have this worse than women do. Where like I think it's getting better, but it's still very much like if you show emotion, then like you're weak, or like you're struggling with something, like, oh, like you're supposed to be strong, you're supposed to be the man or whatever.
Very true. That comes again. That's something that society created for us men.
Mm-hmm.
Men, we are taught from a younger age, be strong,
Mm-hmm.
be a man.
Mm-hmm.
What is be a man? When you have issues, you don't go to a lock. You don't lock yourself in a room and tell yourself be a man, and then you come out
Mm-hmm.
a happy man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no such things like be a man. What the hell is be a man?
Yeah.
I'm going through shit right now. I'm having a breakdown. I need to talk to someone. I need help. So in society, men are taught just be a man, be strong, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
And then you kind of find out a lot of men are going through shit. So it's kind of hard if I'm broken and you coming to me, you're broken. Who's gonna help who? We both broken. I don't have answers for you. Let alone I don't even have answers for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So man, we go through it a lot. Like our shit is just hell.
Mm-hmm.
But you will see men get together. They will never speak of their problems at all because everybody's ashamed. Just like you mentioned, nobody wanna look weak. You don't want to say what you have going on because you think everybody else will start laughing and judging you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what the hell is what's wrong with you? Ain't you a man? It's like, but what does being a man have to do with anything? This is problems.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm having issues doesn't mean I'm not a man.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference between me and you, I'm sharing mine. You hiding yours.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think like I know like my friendships, and I know that they've done a lot of studies, and I don't like I'm not a scientist or a mental health professional, but like people talk about how like when especially women when they like have dinner with their friends or they have close female friendships, like it reduces cortisol and it increases like serotonin and dopamine production in their brain, and like naturally helps them feel safe and calm. And I think I have a hard time believing that wouldn't be true for men, but especially I think with COVID, like when everyone all of a sudden had to like stay inside, like you don't get that same feelings when you're far away from somebody. Like if you're playing like Call of Duty or whatever with your buddies and you're all different, like that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as you guys being in the
All
same
together,
room
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And then you couple that with, I think, definitely men my age, definitely the boys that I went to like high school and spent my early 20s with would rather me see them punch a hole in the wall than me see them cry. And that I think is
A problem.
yeah, because anger is an emotion. But it's not like vulnerability is hard for everyone, and I don't think we teach how to be vulnerable or like acknowledge that that's difficult. Like Sarah and I talk about it on the podcast all the time. She is a very like outwardly emotional person and I'm not, and I don't like vulnerability, but I'm still so much better at it than a lot of like men that I know. And not like even like intimate partners, like friends that I have that just because, you know, their dad wasn't like that. Like my dad was older when I was born, so he's like almost 70. My dad is for sure like one of those stereotypical old men that just like don't talk about emotions or anything. And it's like, you know, and I don't have any brothers, so I don't know how that would have affected them growing up, but if you don't have a role model for like how to positively express your emotions or anything, which I think is also kind of an issue, then how are you supposed to learn? Because you don't learn that stuff in school. Your friends don't know how to do it. And all they're saying is like, don't be like women. But women are good at that stuff. So
Exactly.
you're not going to ask them for help.
No. And that's the number one, not the number one reason, but that's part of the reasons why you see when men sometimes they're in a relationship, they don't know how to communicate. Because the same thing we just mentioned right now, they didn't have that person they had to look up to, or at least that somebody who could have taught them how to handle that kind of situation. That's what you see sometimes in relationship where when it's time to when it's time for men to communicate, they only get mad and walk away. That's just a sign of frustration. It's like, I don't know what to say now. I don't know how to react to this. So the best way to do it is just walk away. It's frustration. Just go over there and yell. But that's not the answer. But we can see this is an issue because nobody taught you. You don't know what to do.
Yeah. And also there's, again, I think it goes back to the shame of like, you're either talking to your intimate partner and they're like, why don't you know how to do this?
Oh, yeah.
But then if you talk to your male friends or your father or your uncle or whoever you have, they're like, you're shamed on the other side because they didn't teach you how to do it, because they're like, oh, you're just being emotional or a pussy or like a woman or whatever.
Yes.
And that it teaches men that it doesn't teach men to love women. It teaches men that the worst thing they could be is a woman. So how are they supposed to respect women or like women even if they're seen as the thing that they have to be the opposite of? And that's not like totally cut and dry. Like obviously you can be attracted to something and love someone, but not on the same level. Like you have to do the work to like decouple those two things, I think. And also I think a lot of it, especially with social media and stuff, and then you have these young men and boys don't have somebody that they can ask those questions to or look up to or be a positive role model on how to express their emotions and self-regulate and stuff. And there's a whole, I mean, I see it all the time just because of the way my algorithm is. It's just like women being like, all men are trash and they're all horrible. And like, it's easy to feel that way sometimes, but they're feeling rejected.
Yes.
But the people who will accept them are like Andrew Tate or Joe Rogan and those people that are like, so they want to be accepted. And if you hear something over and over again, it doesn't matter if you don't believe it or never believed it in the beginning. Eventually, it's going to get in there.
Yes, it's gonna stick to you. I agree with you. I agree. Oh my God, Ericka, we can keep going for a long time. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. We right now we like an hour 20 minutes in.
Oh dang!
Already. Plus, don't forget the part that we did in the front. So we can keep going for a long time. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But one thing about my episodes, I don't like to keep it too long because I feel like people probably will not watch your
Same.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want it too long. Maybe if I'm up there. Like the people you just mentioned, the Joe Rogans.
Yeah.
The episode is like 4 or 5 hours,
Yeah.
and everybody be watching. So, yeah, if I get up there, then I can do longer episodes. But right now, I feel like people be like, "Damn, 2 hours! Please, you're gonna watch that by yourself."
Yeah, ours cap out at about an hour.
Exactly. I'll try. If I go too far, at least 20 minutes max.
Yeah.
An hour 20, then that's it.
Yeah.
I'm good on that. Beyond that, I feel like I'll be watching it my damn self.
Fair enough.
But I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I had so much fun with you. Matter of fact, I want to invite you again.
I would love to.
Yeah, I want you to come again, man, because as you can see, we have more to talk about. It's just we're running out of time, but we have more to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we end up, I would like to give you another chance to say something to the people, and then we can close it down.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. Like I said in the beginning, I co-host the Living Understaffed podcast. We are Living Understaffed Pod on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, pretty much anywhere you can find us. Definitely, like we have a book club, we have a Discord. We love engaging with people. So if you have any ideas for episodes or things you want to hear us talk about, or just like share how you're understaffed, like we love to hear it. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. Like you said, I would love to come back.
You are welcome. All you have to do, just let me know when you're available. My studio is 24/7 open. We can do it anytime, any day.
Great.
Yes,
Awesome.
it doesn't matter to me. But again, thank you so much for stopping by. This has been great to me. Thank you guys for watching the whole thing. I hope you learned something. If you didn't learn anything, rewind the whole thing all over again. Start all over again. Watch it. Rewind again. Watch it again until you learn something. But on that note, oh yeah, by the way, do get my merch. I got my merch right here. Please. Yes, please. Go on Chafuwa Meza 072 @gmail.com. Order your size, whatever you want. I got large, small, extra large, double XL, whatever. I got it in white and black at the moment. Then I'm gonna start getting more colors as we go. But please, make sure you order. Get your t-shirt. Do not waste any time, because pretty soon I'm gonna start doing hoodies, hats, whatever else. Heaven is the limit. But thank you so much. This is Chafuwa Meza, and we out.
Unajua wanasema hiyo parking ni mingi bwana. Sio maana nyinyi mandazi waone.
Anze. Na tunasimama hapa kando kwa barabara na tunakula nini hapa? Hapa kwa airport.
This is America. Yako mandazi.
Yeah, right.
Airbnb, Chafuwa Meza, I see you, Lemmy G, Kanairo City to go home, my G.